Hi, welcome back to Every Note Counts. Today we're going to compare the Electro-Harmonix Big Muff Triangle to the JHS Smiley based on a 1960s fuzz face. And then we're going to compare those to Thorpy's the Veteran, which is based on a fuzz face from the 60s, but also with a Rangemaster treble boost circuit as well. Let's use one of these pedals to write a rhythm part, create a backing track, and then add some lead guitar over the top. Let's get into it. All right, so as we go through some of these pedals, let's see what our baseline guitar tone is. So playing through the V140 by Victory, here's the neck position. Here's the bridge. Okay, now let's see how the neck sounds with the Smiley by JHS based on a 1960s fuzz face. Nice and thick. Go to the bridge pickup. All right, so I guess woolly is a term that's often used for fuzz faces and fuzz circuits like this. I don't know if I could actually describe the term woolly, but it does sound full, and there is some low end, probably low mids that give it a fullness and maybe a little bit lack of clarity compared to what we're going to see with the Veteran. But in exchange for that lack of clarity, and it's minor, is a lot of fullness. So if I were to click this on the neck, for example, bridge. I don't feel like that's too muddy. You can definitely hear what's going through. Because the Smiley only has two knobs, fuzz and volume, I crank the fuzz to the max, and then I use my selector switch on the guitar to basically be the EQ control. So if I want it fatter, I go to the neck. If I want a more high end, I go to the bridge. I tried to set the Veteran up to sound as much like the fuzz face, the Smiley fuzz face as possible, just to kind of give a base of how they compare with the settings that I use on the Smiley. So again, there's the Smiley. Go to the bridge. So maybe the Veteran's a little less fuzzy, or maybe just because it has a lower noise threshold, it sounds less chaotic. I do think there's a bit more clarity, but it doesn't have as much of that, I think, lower mids. So it doesn't sound quite as full, but it sounds clearer. So they both certainly have their place. Now when we click on the Veteran, we can add the boost. And I have the boost, we're still on the bridge pickup, by the way. I have the boost to be at pretty much unity volume, and then I just use the boost as an EQ shaper. So let's kind of see what that sounds like. One last thing you can do with the Veteran, just going back to the fuzz side, is you can change the bias. So it makes it a bit less clear. fuzzier, woollier maybe? I still don't know how to use that word. See, the Smiley now has more top end than the Veteran, so I could probably use the boost side of the Veteran to add that back on top and make them sound very, very close. But let's move on to the Big Muff here. I'll put everything at noon. Okay. Since I have all the other fuzzes cranked, let's crank this this fuzz, which is labeled sustain. Okay. Muff Pi sounds smoother. It sounds like there's less chaos going on, less hiss in the background. It's a good I guess muff pedal. I don't know why, but I'm drawn to the fuzz face for some reason. That style circuit, and so I prefer the Veteran and Smiley personally. Though I think the Triangle Big Muff definitely has its place. That was interesting. Now we could play around with the rhythms here a little bit and try to create some sort of a backing track. Maybe something like that. Let's check this out with humbuckers real quick. Here's the S2 McCarty by PRS. That was the neck. Here's the bridge. Okay, let's put on some fuzz. I adjusted the Veteran here a little bit on the bridge. And lastly, the Big Muff. I think I like the Big Muff with the humbuckers the best. All right, so having cycled through all these pedals, I am going to go back to my Strat for the rhythm track and the guitar solo. But this was fun. This was cool seeing it played with with single coils and with humbuckers. So let's move on into the actual backing track and guitar solo. So here's the rhythm that we ended up using. So what I'm doing is I'm playing an E5. It's an E power chord. So E string open, and then on the 2nd fret, the A string and the D string. And then I'm hammering on, well, I'm not hammering on, I'm picking the 3rd fret of the deep E string. So. And then I'm doing a slide up to the 7th fret and the 8th fret and then the 7th fret. All right, so this is what it sounds like with the backing track. All right, so now let's take a look at the lead part. So my main notes are all on the B string, and I'm just taking the note that's 2 frets up on the G string, and I'm bending it up to the pitch of what's 2 frets lower on the B string. So, and I'm doing that on the 5th fret, 7th fret, 8th fret, 10th fret, and 3rd fret. And so, just following along on the B string. And I'm just doing bends with those. And then after that, I'm sliding up to the 8th fret, come down to the 7th, slid up to the 10th, then down to the 8th, then go up to the 12th, 10, 13, 12, 10 to 12, so it goes. And then I'm coming to the 7th fret, 7, 8, 10, come back down to the 8th, 7, 5. And that's how you're playing the lead part. If you'd like to play along to this backing track, it's free on SoundCloud. Just look at the link that's listed in this video's description.